devil?
I said that's why the white man is the devil.
So I'm a white man. You call us the white devil?
I said that's why the white man is the devil.
So I'm a white man. Am I the devil?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
The word devil means deceiver. How you try to deceive us with Jesus is God, deceiving us for Christmas. All of that y'all created and gave that to us.
I'm embarrassed by the way white folks enslave people in the United States. I'm embarrassed by that, and I stand against that, and I stand for the value and dignity of all human beings created in the image of God.
That's good. When we say the white man the devil, it's a general statement. It doesn't mean every individually, meaning majority. Like 95% of y'all are the devil.
Oh, like 95% of white people are the devil.
Every single great abolitionist movement was done by Christians. And I hate to say it, 95% of those were white. Because they cared about the blacks and they wanted great change for the blacks because they loved him. With no incentive to make money. And that's why Frederick Douglass was black, by the way. That's why he teamed up with the whites, with Abe Lincoln, and said, no, we're not going after it because of financial means. We're going after it because of Galatians 3:28, which says neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, neither Jew nor Gentile, all are created in God's image. That's why we are going to set the black slaves free.
There are many hypocritical Christians, that's for sure.
Absolutely are. From the Catholic Church all the way to the Southern
Baptists. That's right. You don't have to be very smart to see that. There are a lot of Christian hypocrites. Call us the white devil?
I said that's why the white man is the devil.
So I'm a white man. Am I the devil?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
The word devil means deceiver. How you try to deceive us with Jesus is God, deceiving us for Christmas. All of that y'all created and gave that to us.
I'm embarrassed by the way white folks enslave people in the United States. I'm embarrassed by that, and I stand against that, and I stand for the value and dignity of all human beings created in the image of God.
That's good. When we say the white man the devil, it's a general statement. It doesn't mean every individually, meaning majority. Like 95% of y'all.
95% of white people are the devil.
Every single great abolitionist movement was done by Christians. And I hate to say it, 95% of those were white. Because they cared about the blacks and they wanted great change for the blacks because they loved him. With no incentive to make money. And that's why Frederick Douglass was black, by the way. That's why he teamed up with the whites, with Abe Lincoln, and said, no, we're not going after it because of financial means. We're going after it because of Galatians 3:28, which says neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, neither Jew nor Gentile, all are created in God's image. That's why we are going to set the black slaves free.
There are many hypocritical Christians, that's for sure.
Absolutely are. From the Catholic
Alright, Shalom. I want to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakorash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakathum. To you, sincere Akyom, Wa Akwat. And a sincere shalom to you brothers out here pushing this truth out there on the highways and the byways and through the YouTube lessons, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willing, this will be edifying. So I'm going to flow through the spirit with this one. Lord willing, it won't be long. It's a lot, if any noise. In advance, I'm finishing up my work out here, so I'm out here walking back. So, yeah, man. So, first of all, I got to address, just like my damn third lesson this week with Captain Tazariak in it. Some fucking how, some fucking way. And I think it's another one in there that I ain't did yet. So, listen, man. Stop going on these goddamn podcasts and stop fucking debating. It's fucking stupid. It's pointless and nothing comes out of it. No edification comes out of this stuff. All I did was get mind fucked in this. I'm like, what the fuck was the point in this, man? It didn't bring forth any edification. So it's pointless. It's not needed. It's unnecessary. Okay? Now, secondly, as you see by the title, did you just call us the white devil? Well, you're not a white devil, but you are the devil, right? There is no such thing as a white person, all right? There is no such thing. That's a social construct created by you. All right, you, Esau, you created that construct. Before you called yourself the white man, you were getting called the wild man. Because you was going around being destructive towards every other nation. Right? So, yeah, you are the devil, man. You're the deceiver. You're the one who beguiled the entirety of the earth. And we're going to get into some scriptures here to prove that. But before I go into the scriptures proving that Esau is the devil, he's the deceiver, let's start with this one, man. Let's start thinking about what the hell Captain Zariak said. He got to address this. What the hell do you mean? What the hell do you mean the so-called white man being the devil is a general statement? Like it's talking about 95%. Where the hell did you get that number from? Did you pull it out of your ass? I don't see a scripture saying 95% of Edomites are the devil. Where the hell is that one at? You pulling that number out of your ass, just like the Edomite, just like the other Edomite pulled 95 out of his ass, talking about, well, 95% of the Christians, they were white people who helped the black people get enslaved. Y'all pulling numbers out your ass. If it's not in the Bible, don't fucking say it. If it's not in the Bible, shut your mouth. All right? What the hell are you talking about 95%? Where the hell you pull that number from, Tazariak? Where? 95% of white people. No, motherfucker, if you an Edomite, you the devil. That's what it is. If you're an Edomite, you're inherently the devil. Let's get that precept. Let's start with that one. This is Psalm 58:3. All right. Prayer for punishment of the wicked. Who is the wicked talking about here? It's talking about Esau, Edom. All right. We know that Esau is the wicked according to the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. All right. It says Esau shall be known as the border of wickedness. So he's the wicked, man. That's the wicked that the Bible speaks about. Now, you have many people who can be categorized in the group of the wicked. Yeah, you got wicked Israelites. You got heathens, of course. But the wicked, that's Esau, Edom. All right, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. That's him. So this is who it's talking about. It's to Edom. So it says right here in verse 3, Psalm 58:3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Now let's go into this estranged word. When you put it in different translations, it'll break it down even better for you. But let's go into the word. Estranged. It says to be strange, a stranger. Loathsome. Let's see, alienated. Where is that? Fanners. Going away. Let's see. Look at that. It says to commit adultery, profane. All right, where you see something else about profane or profanity? When you go to Hebrews chapter 12. All right, and starting at 16, it says there's nothing that's profane as Esau, man. It says it. So this is literally talking about Esau. It says there's nothing that's profane as Esau. So this is strange. It's going into profane. And when you go into something and you go into that word profane, it goes into, wickedness, man. Let's actually get it. Get the definition on profane here. You got to go into words, man. Secular, irrelevant. All right, let's actually get it out of Hebrews. See what that one say. Let me take this glove off. All right, let me go to Hebrews and get where it actually said, and we're going to come back here. Hebrews 12. Let's go grab that right here. Look at that. Lawful to be trodden. Salakia. The hell? Take this shit completely off. Forgive me. All right. Unhallowed. Let's see. Ungodly. That's the word I was looking for. Ungodly. So the word profane means ungodly. Look down here. It says wicked. Heathenish. All right. So you're basically an animal. You're a beast. You're wicked. You're ungodly, man. That's what the word profane means. So that's what estranged is going into. So when you go back to Psalm 58, it says, let's read that again. The wicked are estranged from the womb. So they're wicked. They're ungodly from the womb, man. They're like this. So they're inherently evil. A lot of people say, no one's inherently evil. Well, how do you explain this scripture? Because if you're ungodly, if you're wicked, what does that make you? It makes you evil, an evildoer. You're evil. So if you're like that from the womb, that means you're inherently evil. So yes, it's you, man. It's you, so-called white man. You're the devil, right? It says they go astray as soon as they be born. So as soon as you're born, you're wicked. You're just off. You're doing bullshit. As soon as you're born. All right, and it says speaking lies. What is it? What are you doing if you speak lies? What are you doing? You're deceiving. You're a deceiver. What is deceiver? What is another word for deceiver? The devil. You're the devil. You're the devil. So right here, you're inherently the devil. Now, Captain Tazariak, did it say 95% of Edomites are the fucking devil right here? Did it say 95% of them go estranged from the womb? Or did it say all of them go estranged from the womb? The better way you should have worded that, because I believe I know what you were trying to say. What you should have said was, not everyone who looks like a white person is the devil, because a lot of white people go back to the seed of Israel. That's what you should have said. But if your seed goes back to Edom, whether you look like a white person or not, then yes, you are the devil. All right? So that's what you should have said. Now, you probably didn't even mean that. You probably meant exactly what you said. 95% of white people is the devil, which that's not biblical. I didn't see that in this scripture right here that I just got done reading. So that's a bunch of nonsense, all right? That's a bunch of nonsense at the end of the day. When the Most High said he hates Edomites, when you go to Malachi 1, but we're going to go to the New Testament for this one, when you go to Romans 9 and 13, all right? Let's see. It says right here, Romans 9 and 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now, we know that the descendants of Esau are considered Edomites. That's according to the scriptures. It says Esau is Edom. All right? And it says when you go into the word Edom or Edomites, it says the descendants of Esau. So if the Lord say he hates Esau, that means he hates all of his descendants. If the Lord says he loves Jacob, he loves all of his descendants, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. So did the Lord say he hates 95% of Edomites, or did he say he hates Esau? Did he say I hate 95% of Esau's descendants, or did he just come out and say I hate Esau? Which one is it? You know, these are questions you have to answer, man, because you can't be making bland, bullish, brutish, stupid statements like that. You know, because you're going off. 95% of Edomites are the devil. What the hell are you talking about, man? That's not in the Bible. The Lord hate them all. What are we talking about? When you go here, I got one for you. Hold on. When you go to Obadiah 1 and 18, it says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame. All right, so the house of Jacob and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. All right, so there aren't going to be any remaining of the house of Esau. All right, and it says, for the Lord have spoken it. Did the Lord say he's going to take out 95% of Esau, or did he say nothing is going to remain in the house of Esau? Which one is it, Captain Tazariak? So you can't be saying bullshit like that, because they could use that bullshit against you. You said 95%. So what do you mean? Obadiah 1:18. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid at the end of the day. You got to use your words wisely. All right, you have to choose your words wisely, man. All right. So as concerning them, though, speaking about being deceivers, we already got that out of Psalm 58, right? Showing Esau as a deceiver. Let's go to Let's go to Job. How about that? Let's stop at Job 9 and 24. All right, Job chapter 9 and 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the faces of the judges? Who are the judges? It's Yahweh, Yahushai, and the Israelites. Those are the judges, man. And they changed they changed the way we all look. All right, they did something called iconoclasm. All right. And you see that also when you go into the book of the first Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. All right, where it speaks about the heathens took the book and sought in to change the images in their likeness, roughly paraphrasing. All right, and that was during the Greek Empire. Who ruled in the Greek Empire? Edomites, so-called white people, ruled in the Greek Empire. All right, that was the Hellenistic period. All right, the Hellenistic period, where they were Hellenizing Israelites. All right, and then you also had wicked Israelites who were like, come on, we should just, join hand in hand like some fucking bitches. Anyway, it says, if not, where and who is he? All right, where and who is he, man? All right, you understand? So if that's not the devil, then who is the devil? And we already know who the wicked is, because it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. When you go to Genesis, the 27th chapter, what does it state in Genesis 27? All right, what does it say? When you go to Genesis 27, what is Esau's blessing? He got the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. That was a part of Esau's blessing. So here you go right here. Right? And we already quoted Malachi 1 and 4. Esau is the border of wickedness, man. So that's the wicked. So the wicked is in control of the earth right now, man. He will be controlling the earth at the end. All right? Another way to know Esau being in control of the earth at the end is by 2 Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Is Jacob in rulership right now? Hell no. Hell no. So, but is Jacob about to be in rulership as you measure prophecy? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So we know if that's the case, the man ruling right now, it got to be Esau. It got to be Esau, man. All right? So there you go. You understand? So anyway, this goes into the deception, though. You change the faces of the judges, man. You're the deceiver. You are the devil, man. When you go to Colossians, let's go there. Come on, man. Don't do me like this. Colossians 2 and 8. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Is that not what Esau has done? Has he not gone through the world, all right, and destroyed and spoiled people through philosophy, which is ways of life, and vain deceit? All right. Has he not done that? Has he not instilled the tradition of men? All right. Heathenish things, like it said in the profanity, heathenish. Has he not instilled heathen practices? Has he not done this stuff? All right. Has he not made the West to be as the rudiments of the world, to go by the ways of the world? Has he not done this, man? Come on now. You can't sit here and say he hasn't done this. And while the scriptures say, be sober and vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, talking about Esau, Edom, walketh around as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Because he's the deceiver, man. He's seeking how many Israelites can he get to bug the hell out and stay bugged the hell out so he could bring forth his NWO so none of the elect can be risen up. He genuinely thinks he's going to be able to accomplish that too, by the way. No, he thinks that's accomplishable. But he's soon to find out that ain't going to happen. You know, you're going to find that out soon. The hard way, right? When you go to Revelation, chapter 12 even, when you read all of this, it goes into the red dragon. The red dragon, according to this, because it speaks about Yahushai's death right here, you link that with Matthew chapter 2. All right, you read through that, and then you read through Matthew chapter 2 on your own time to see that is indeed correct. All right, and it shows you who was trying to kill Yahushua at birth. The Emperor Herod, King Herod, who was a Roman emperor. He was trying to put Yahushua to death at birth so he would upset the prophecy of Yahushua living his life and then being crucified and then giving salvation to all Israel in the kingdom of Israel, starting with the elect. That's the prophecy he was trying to upset. All right, we believe Herod was a tiny top. All right, so anyway, they're trying to upset that prophecy to this day still. All right, hell, you look at the interview with the Rothschilds and their whole agenda. They know that they're from the house of Esau, but they want to upset the prophecy. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get their birthright back, but that's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen, man. All right. So when you jump down here, so now you know it's talking about the Roman Empire when it talks about the red dragon. So who is that talking about? Who was ruling the Roman Empire? Esau. So now you know this is talking about Esau. When you jump down here and you start at verse 9, Revelation 12 and 9, it says, and the great dragon, so it's talking about the Edomites, was cast out, that old serpent, Old serpent. So Esau was even the man. So that serpent from the beginning, back in the book of Genesis chapter 3, that was Esau, man. All right, that was Esau. That was the spirit of Esau. Okay? And as you know, the serpent wasn't a literal snake. It was a man. All right, so that serpent was the spirit of Esau. All a serpent means is like a dragon. It means a deceiver, cunning, deceptive. All right? And it says, and did he not deceive and beguile Eve? So there you go. It says, called the devil and Satan. All right, what does the devil mean? The deceiver. And what does Satan mean? It means adversary. So it's not all, whenever you see Satan mentioned, it's not always talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Because the word Satan means adversary. It says, which deceiveth the whole world. Deceive the what? Deceiveth the whole world. Who the hell deceived the whole world today? Who? It's only one man you could call out to. The heathens ain't go around and deceive the whole goddamn world. Now, did they help? Absolutely. That's why they're also going to be punished. But did they go out themselves and deceive the whole world? Hell no. Why? Because even they were deceived. When you go to Revelation 18 and when you go to Jeremiah 51, it speaks about in Jeremiah 51 how the heathens were deceived. And now because of that, they're mad because they drank of that cup. When you go to Revelation 18, it speaks about how the heathens got deceived, man. They drank of the cup and became drunk. It goes into that, man. So even how the hell can the heathens have deceived the whole world outside of Esau? All right, if they themselves got deceived. Now, did they aid the deception? Absolutely. And like I said, they're going to be punished for that. But Esau was the man. He was the man with the plan. He the guy. All right. So it says, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. All right, his angels were cast out with him. All right. So there you go. So you can't make this shit up. Yeah, you're the deceiver. You're the devil, man. All of you are the devil. All right, you're so much of the devil. When you read down to verse 10, it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his Hamashiach, his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Who is that? The Edomites. And this is mainly talking about the elites. All right, because they have people praying day and night for our downfall, that we never get into power. All right, that we never receive salvation in the name of Yahweh. They don't call in Yahweh Shai because they want to upset Yahweh Shai even coming back. So they say, fuck, they say, forget Yahweh Shai. We just gonna, they praying to Yahweh for this. Because they don't want Yahweh Shai to even come back. And it says, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Day and night. All right. And what does the word devil also mean? It doesn't just mean deceiver. It also means slanderer and accuser. So look at that, man. You cannot make this shit up. When you go to Revelation chapter 20, all right, so it speaks about two 100-year periods. All right. So let's read this. It started at verse 1. Revelation 20:1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Now, where is the bottomless pit? That's talking about over there in Europe. All right. So this is over there where Rome was located. All right. The ancient Rome, where the Roman Empire was located. It's talking about over in Europe. That's the bottomless pit. All right. Another reason why it was called the bottomless pit, and especially because of the land of Israel over there currently right now too. Another reason it was called that because it doesn't reap any fruits. Basically, the land is barren. All right. They have to import things over there to get things to, grow. Why? Because there are heathens and wickedness and a bunch of BS going on. So the land is rejecting them. All right, so that's what it's going into also. And it says in a great chain in his hand. What does the great chain represent? Captivity. All right. And it says that he lay hold on the dragon, that old serpent, the Edomites, the ancient Roman Empire, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now, what is this going into? The age of the dark ages, man. That period of time where Jake was ruling in Europe. All right, from a give or take around 200 to 400 AD till about 1200 to 1400 AD. So about 1,000-year reign. Jake was over there in Europe during the Dark Ages. There's a reason they call it the Dark Ages, where Jake was ruling for that period of time. All right. And it says, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more. So this dude was deceiving, man. Now he couldn't deceive nobody anymore for this period of time because he was put out of power. All right? That's why, another reason why he called it Dark Age, because it was a dark period of time for him. He couldn't go out spreading his philosophies upon the earth no more. And it says, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Now, we're going to skip this because this is talking about a different 1,000-year reign. All right, it's talking about a different 1,000-year reign. So we're going to jump to verse 7. And it says, and when the 1,000 years were expired, Satan, the adversary, talking about Esau, Edom, because come on, how you going to lock a spirit in prison? Come on, man. You going to lock a spirit in prison? Get the fuck out of here, man. Satan shall be loose. It's a spirit is celestial. How can you lock something celestial in a prison? You gonna lock it behind bars like it can't just slither through? It's celestial. Doesn't make sense. So it says Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Talking about the Edomites. All right, and this where you get into the Renaissance era. Okay, then it says and shall go out to deceive the nations. This is the Renaissance period. So this is what you did. You went out again and started deceiving the nations. You started bringing deception again. So you can't, yes, you're the devil. You're the devil, man. Yeah. You ain't the white devil, but you're the devil. Ain't no white devil, but you're the devil. All right. So it says, let's read that again. It shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom as the sand of the sea. All right, so there you go, man. You know, and
No movement detected for some time. Do you want to stop your workout?
Yeah, shut up. But anyway, that was pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to get concerning this matter about Esau being the devil. You could probably go into many more scriptures proving Esau is the devil, you know. But let me go back to this video actually and go to the comment section. It says racism goes both ways. Yeah, it do. I mean, technically we can't be racist. We can only be prejudiced because we're not in power to actually beat you into subjection through our disliking for your race. So technically we can't be racist. But that's just going off a technicality of psychology. All right, when you get into sociology and things like that, we can't be racist. Everybody can be racist. You're right. So you're right and you're wrong. All right, and yeah, if you ask me if I'm racist, I'm gonna say, God damn it, I am. I'm a racist motherfucker. I hate Esau and I fucking hate you heathens. Hell, I hate 2/3 of my own goddamn people. So yeah, I'm racist. God damn it. And what the fuck you gonna do about it? All the word racism means is to be about your own people. All right, not be for all the other nations, but to be about your own nation. That's all it means. Ain't nothing wrong with being racist. Ain't nothing wrong with Esau being racist. He's supposed to be racist. He's supposed to be about his own people. Yeah, he barely about his own people though. Shit. Oh my goodness. So let's keep going. It says, I had a dream and y'all fuck Martin Luther King. That nigga's a devil too. All right, not saying he's an Edomite, but he's a devil. He's a deceiver. He even said it himself, I feel like I love my people to the slaughter. We know, bitch. Bitch, nigga, you know, we know you sellout ass, bitch ass nigga. All right, now you keep going. I'll never be embarrassed for being white. That's cool. You don't gotta be embarrassed, nigga. Be who you are. We want you Edomites in that spirit. Be you. Be a true Edomite. Don't be embarrassed for being you. You're right. I love that for you. Just know your time is coming, my nigga. Your time coming. Says white men also fought and risked their lives to abolish slavery and won. See, you don't know about the Emancipation Proclamation. I knew it was something I was going to go into. The Emancipation Proclamation. I would like to say fair use to everything being used in this video. All right, I'm strictly giving my own vain personal opinion on all this matter and my personal criticism and feedback. So please, don't take this down because I am well within my rights according to your Constitution. Anyway, it says the Emancipation Proclamation issued by President Abraham Lincoln, which people don't know, Abe was Abe had slaves too. Niggas don't know that though. And it says on January 1st, 1863 was a pivotal executive order during the Civil War that declared enslaved people in rebelling Confederate states to be thenceforth and forever free, transforming the war's goal into a fight for freedom, allowing black men to join the Union Army and paving the way for the 13th Amendment to abolish slavery nationwide. Well, if you look more into the amendments, slavery is not completely abolished. They can instill that in the prison systems. That's slavery. That's modern day slavery, the prison systems, man. So what you mean? It's not even completely abolished, first and foremost. And secondly, who fills all the prison systems up? Who's the majority of the people in the goddamn prisons? Black people. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, so you can't make this shit up, man. You cannot. All right. So anyway, it's not going to go directly into it, unfortunately. You know, Esau always changes shit up. But the Emancipation Proclamation, when you go into that word, all it means is the transporting of people to a different area. So the North part of America didn't fucking come down on the South, on the Confederates, because they wanted to help black people and free blacks, free the niggers. They didn't want to do that shit. That was because they did that because they were mad because the Confederates, the South, they were prospering way more than the North because they had all these slaves. So the North was like, nah, nigga, we want some. We want to prosper off these niggers too. So that was what the whole Civil War was about. It wasn't about saving black people, man. It was just about moving a lot of so-called Negroes to the fucking North, all right, so they could benefit off our back breaking us too, man, off making us do hard labor for pennies on a fucking dollar, man. That's why. It wasn't to fucking help us. It was to help themselves get richer, nigga. Because only the Confederates were benefiting. So they like, no, we want to benefit too. That's why they did that. It's just a transporting of people. It ain't got shit to do with freeing us, man. Because we still in goddamn slavery. To this motherfucking day. So what the hell you talking about, man? Slavery is just not physical this time. Now it's in the mind. It's a mental slavery. All right? It's one where they put chains on your mind. Can't make this shit up. So that's what the hell you talking about. They ain't fucking help us. Shit. Says the white man is not the devil. No race is inherently evil. That's why I originally made this lesson, because of this right here. And we already brought that out in Psalm 58 in verse 3. Says everyone chooses their own path. There is evil in all colors. That's not true. The book of Psalms, the book of Proverbs 20 and 24 says man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So no. No one choose their paths. It's already it's predestined. When you go to Romans chapter 11 and chapter 9 and verse 12. Verse 11. Chapter 9 and verse 11. It goes into predestination. And many scriptures go into predestination. So nobody chooses nothing. We have the illusion of free will and choice, but we don't really have free will and choice because it was already preordained before we did it. So no, that's BS. When you go to the book of Job, it even goes into how when you go to sleep, the Lord writes what you're about to do in your mind. So for the next day, roughly paraphrasing. So nobody has no goddamn free will. All right? Nobody. It says racism goes both ways regardless of color. Indeed, black bitch. I think we know that. And we ain't denying that. Nobody ever said we wasn't racist. And if somebody out here saying if it's an Israelite out here saying they ain't racist, they in the wrong goddamn spirit. All right? Oh, also, with the whole Christmas bullshit. All right? With the whole Christmas thing. Get the walk, this cold as a bitch out here. It's like it. With the whole thing about Christmas. All right, that whole thing. It goes into it. Shit is cold. It's like, let me get through this lesson. God damn, it's cold as a bitch. I was sitting in one spot cooking myself, or freezing myself. Shit, forget me. But Christmas, when you go to Jeremiah the 10th chapter, when you break it down, it says following out the way of the heathens, and then what does it speak about? A few verses down after that, the Christmas tree, man. How you put the lights on it, you put the jewels on it and shit. You can't make this shit up, man. So yeah, all that shit is deceptive and BS. That's what it is. That's just what it is. Simply put, it's deceptive and it's BS, and that proves you're the fucking devil, man. Going around deceiving every goddamn body. You're the devil. that the Bible speaks about. When the nations made a tumult to make the Israelites no more in the book of Psalms chapter 83, who spearheaded it? The fucking Edomites, man. You Edomites spearheaded it. You fucking devils. So hell yeah, it's you, nigga. You're the deceiver. You're the bad guy, nigga. It's you, nigga. And in the kingdom, when you go to Isaiah the 14th chapter, the nations are going to be pissed off at you, and they're going to look at you like, damn, this the nigga? When your true colors are shown that you're the basis of man, they're going to be like, this the nigga that ruled the whole world and weakened all the fucking nations? This the nigga? This him? Oh, we finna beat his, man, we gonna have to get you away from the heathens. They gonna be beating your damn ass so bad because they mad at what you did. Because you really deceived them into going against the nation of Israel, the top nation on the planet Earth, man. The apple of the Lord's eye. You're going to pay for it. You think the Lord going to let all this slide? Buddy. You're the devil and we found you out, nigga. Talk about, we're not the devil. We're not deceivers. Well, what the fuck did you change the name of Yahushua? I mean, change the name. Well, yeah, what did you change the name of Yahushua for? And then why did you change the way he looked? Why you change the way Yahushua look in the Most High look? Why you change the way when according to the scriptures they clearly look like so-called black men? Why you change that? Why you make the angels look like so-called little white babies that's booty butt naked with wings? Like why'd you do that? What'd you do that for? When you go to Ezekiel 1, it clearly shows that the angels are so-called black men. So why'd you do that for? They austere so-called black men, as a matter of fact, because it speaks about what their faces look like. It said one had the face of a lion, one had the face of an eagle, one had the face of an owl, and so on and so forth. Those are very austere-looking animals. So they were very austere-looking black men. But you said, no, you said the angels look like so-called little Edomite babies, little white babies, with booty butt naked. You're weird, man. You're perverse and you're weird and you're profane and you're wicked and you're evil and you're stupid and you're a deceiver, man. You're the devil, man. You're the devil that the Bible speaks about. It's you, nigga. We found you out, bro. We found you the fuck out. We're pulling down the strongholds like it says in the book of Corinthians, man. I forget if it's 1st or 2nd, but you know what I'm talking about. If you want to put in the comments, if a brother watching want to put in the comments, please do so. We're pulling down the strongholds, man. We found you out. The wicked man has been revealed, the son of perdition. What it goes into in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. We found you out. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has exposed you, nigga. He exposed you. We found you out, man. You're the deceiver. You're the bad guy. Everybody's finding you out right about now. Nobody likes so-called white men. Even your own people don't like you because Russia is so-called white people and they fucking hate your ass. So there you go, man. Anyway. Shit. You know, the rest of this is really nonsense. And it says, truth is nobody living today committed slavery and nobody was a slave. So I'm so tired of hearing white people need to be guilty. Well, first off, you don't understand the art of reincarnation. So yes, indeed, you did to commit slavery and we were slaves because this is not our only life that we live. So yes, you're to blame, nigga. That's why it says in Isaiah 14:21 that you're going to be judged for the atrocities of your forefathers. Why? Because, nigga, you are your forefathers, nigga. You did it, bitch. You come back every 3 to 4 generations according to the scriptures. So, nigga, you did it. You're the problem. All right, so anyway, I'm going to end it there. You know, at this point, I'm just... Let's go over here. All right, so I do want to close it by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Chakwarash. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Ababa Bol, Kwam Yasharallah, Gadol Abadiam, Lababa Hagadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wa Habathum. And until next time, I would like to say unto you all, Shalom. And I'm gonna close with this, man. But just with saying this, man. Yeah, Esau, you're the devil, man. To the so-called white man out there. And I'm not talking about everybody who looks like a so-called white man, because you have a lot of so-called white people that go back to the nation of Israel. And you also have a lot of so-called white people that go back to other nations that are heathens, right? But point is, if your line, if your seed goes back to an Edomite man or an Edomite, you are indeed the devil. And you are indeed inherently evil. And you're the problem with the earth today. So what's going to happen to you is you're going to get fucked up. And there's no escaping that judgment, no matter who you try to send to say otherwise and to make us look bad about saying this about you. It's not going to stop prophecy. All right? So you can have these dumbass talks with these Israelites who are too big-headed to understand that they shouldn't do this dumb shit. But why are they doing it? Because they're money hungry and they're fame driven. They're fame driven. So they're going to keep doing this stupid shit. But at the end of the day, it's all pointless. You're still going to be judged because you are indeed the devil.